What's up, y'all? In this video, I'm going to briefly cover some tools you can use to kind of recreate a prompt of an image if you don't have it to begin with. For this example, I'm just going to go on Civet AI, and one of the models that I have that you can download now, say I want to create this illustration of this medieval knight-looking guy. You can do this locally. I don't have a computer that's that powerful, so I have to use some tools online. Two that I like using are Florence or Florence 2. You can actually use the demo from Hugging Face, and I'll have the links to this stuff in the description. And this allows you to drag and drop an image and then kind of get a prompt that's similar to create the image. And then I'll compare that to what you can use also with ChatGPT, a wonderful tool that you can do a lot of things with. And at the time of this recording, with this free version, you can upload images and kind of get prompts from that. So I'll show you how those two different methods and the outcome. One of the tools I'll be using to make the images is a tool called Diffusionbee. It allows you to run Stable Diffusion locally on your computer with no code skills necessary. You just kind of can go through all the tabs and see what they all do, and I have a lot of videos covering how to use this tool. But you can use this on whatever you're using on your computer locally there. So back in Civet AI, I want to recreate this image of this kind of looking character. Big factors that will also dictate how the outcome of your images will be: one, what the base model is that you're running; two, if you're using any additional LoRa, and if you're doing any post-processing to fix up the faces, etc. So these will all factor in the end result of your image. So you may not have the desired outcome initially. You'll have to do some post-processing. And if you're new to the world of Stable Diffusion, again, I cover a lot of this stuff in a previous video here, which I'll also link in this video. But just note that some of the images you see, for instance, on Civet AI, have a lot of post-processing done. There's a ton of different LoRa's they have layered on top of the image or with that image to create the final outcome. So it's not just out the box, one model, and boom, your image is perfect. No, there's actually a lot of steps involved, things that they're using, and tricks that they're using to fix the images up. Without further ado, let's do this. I'm going to try to recreate these two images because neither one of these I have a prompt that I posted. So let's try to recreate something similar. So I'll start with this little dog image. I'm not going to be using the pony model. I just want to show you that you can recreate something similar with other models. So I'm going to save this locally on my computer. So with Stable Diffusion 1.5, 2.0, XL, Pony, etc., those are all, you have to use a lot of descriptions with it. So if you're ever training a model like on Civet AI, it'll tell you the difference. So to train a model locally, it looks like this on there, and you can train that on character style, etc. I just want to show you the example of what this would be. So I'm going to go for style really quickly. But when using Stable Diffusion, there's different methods of what they ask for. So using the newer Flux model is different prompting versus how it would be like Stable Diffusion XL and previous models. As it says right here, short comma separated descriptions. So dolphin, ocean, jumping, gorgeous scenery, blah, blah, blah. So you're going for very short words that describe the overall image versus captioning or describing the image for prompting using something like a Flux model or a Stable Diffusion XL or more natural language. So you're going to have a lot more descriptions in that, so it's more sentence based. So there's a dolphin in the ocean and it's jumping against a gorgeous background versus dolphin, water, ocean, night, day. Like, it's very short when you're using tags versus captioning using more natural language. So the example I'm going to be using in this video is more of the tag method because I'm not using Flux or Stable Diffusion 3. First example I'm going to use is trying to recreate that like dog astronaut looking thing. So I'm going to import the image first. I'm going to use this Florence demo too. Again, this is on Hugging Face. As for how long, I don't know. I didn't make this. This is just available, and there's other similar ones on there, but I like using this one. When you upload your image, if you scroll down under model, you have a few different options you can choose from. I'm just going to leave the default one selected. If you continue to scroll down and under task prompt, you can choose the way that you want it to look at the image. Is it going to give you a detailed description, more detailed? Is it going to give you just various options down here? But one we're looking for is just a detailed description. So we're going to go for a more detailed caption. And again, I can kind of leave everything alone. I don't need to choose any of this other stuff or text input necessarily. I'm just going to hit submit. And because this is available for everybody, and it's going to kind of go first come first serve, so it may be a long waiting time sometimes. it did get some access to it, so that actually worked in my favor. So this is the description that it gave me. Was the image is a digital illustration of a dog wearing a spacesuit. The dog appears to be a Labrador, and it goes on and on and on. Copy the description it gave me here. I'm gonna go into Diffusionbee. Again, you can use whatever you're using. I'm just using Diffusionbee for my little image generation here. I'm gonna keep the resolution relatively low because we can always upscale it afterwards. Just gonna generate one image. Steps I'm gonna leave pretty low also at around 20. I'm gonna use the sampler, the Euler Ancestral. So I'm running a few different instances of this model or that prompt through various LoRa. So even though it's the same base model, it'll give me slightly different looks based on the LoRa that I'm using. While that's going, I'm gonna go back into another tool that you can use to get a prompt. So in ChatGPT, we can kind of do the same thing. We just have to give it a prompt initially so it knows what the task is. So I'm gonna give it this prompt, say I'm looking to recreate the prompts from the following images. Help me create detailed descriptions that allow me to make these images in Stable Diffusion. Let me know when you're ready. So I'm going to send that off. ChatGPT is going to say, okay, you know, I'm ready, upload those images. So it's ready to go. So now I'm going to find the same image of that dog wearing the astronaut suit. I have it saved just on my desktop. You can save it wherever you have yours and, you know, wherever it's easy to find. So I have the image uploaded and then press the little upload button. So now it's going to look at the image, analyze it, and give me a prompt. And you can see it's a little bit more detailed than what Florence is able to do, at least the Florence demo. So here's the prompt that it gave me. A detailed illustration of an anthropomorphic dog astronaut wearing a vintage style spacesuit, goes on and on and on. So now I like how this one looks. It gives me even the negative prompts. It gives me, you know, color palette, tones, lighting. So it gives me a little bit more information I can utilize in my prompt. So now let's copy this over. So we're almost finished with the first prompt there. And again, this is same base model, just slightly different LoRa. So I just want to emphasize that, you know, depending on what the tools that you're using and the models you're using, you'll get drastically different results. So, you know, different LoRa were influencing it in different ways. So if you see a really cool piece of art that you want to remake, that there are options to kind of get halfway there at least. So these are using slightly different LoRa and the style is just slightly different. Still giving me somewhat of a cartoon look. But yeah, so just wanted to quickly show you again the tools that you can use to get a prompt from an image that may not have the prompt available. So if you see a really cool image like, you know, online or Pinterest, on Midjourney, etc., you can kind of throw it in these things and see what prompt might get you most of the way there to kind of recreate that image. And I encourage you, like always, to actually try to draw these things yourself and improve your art skills, because there may be things that you need to fix up and like paint over or whatever it may be. And it's just a good skill to have. You know, don't entirely rely on just the AI to create it. It should just be like a merger of that and your own artistic skills. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, and you find a way to kind of use these tools in your own workflow. Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. All right, peace.